Yo, how you doing? How's it going? Back in black with some more Enlisted news. Today we are getting the final chapter in the Dead Block series that features the upcoming content for the new, or I shouldn't say new, the upcoming Berlin update. Basically, this update will be going live in the next couple of days, and basically, when that happens, you will know that you can now play. It's free for everybody, and everybody can level up. So, let's go ahead and get into the news. But before I do that, if you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games, make sure you guys aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. Really helps me out as a small YouTuber, and to make sure all the teammates that you get will actually play the objective. Let's get into it. Starting out at level 24, we will be getting some new semi-automatic sniper rifles arriving for both the Russians and the Germans. Let's see, for the Russians, you will be getting the SVT-40. This is the sniper version, obviously, of the SVT semi-automatic rifle, complete with a 3.5 times scope and a 10-round magazine. Very effective weapon at medium range. The fast fire rate will allow you to take follow-up shots very easily and give you the potential to take out multiple soldiers without reloading. And it's basically the same thing you would be doing with a regular semi-automatic rifle, but you can do it at longer range. So, you know, kudos to those sniper guys. Germany, they will be getting the Gewehr 43, but the difference between this one and the SVT is that the Gewehr will get a 4-time scope, and they say this rifle features predictable recoil, fast reloading, and is overall a very strong competitor to its Soviet counterpart. As these rifles can be fired so rapidly, it might be a good idea to equip your sniper with ammo pouches to keep them in the fight longer. And yo, amen to that, because whenever I'm using the semi-automatic rifles in the Berlin campaign, they give you like, you get one clip in the gun already, and then you get 20 in reserve. It's like, what's the point? Oh, also, since I didn't have any actual Gewehr sniper gameplay from any of the other campaigns that it's in, what I decided to do was I took some Battlefield 5 gameplay and I basically plugged it in as a substitute. Not that the guns perform the same or anything between the two games. I will say that the TTK in Battlefield 5 and Enlisted, they're both very fast. So what you're seeing in Battlefield 5 is more or less what you would get in, Enlisted, but it's more so for the visual representation since I didn't actually have any gameplay with it, and I wanted you guys to see what it would look like in hand. Just a gear with a scope on it. Very useful, very effective. Also, I did want to say you guys should also follow me at Twitch at Black Guy YouTube. Same thing as my actual YouTube channel. I'm trying to stream there a lot more often, and basically build up my platform on multiple, sides of the spectrum, whether it be actual videos or just streaming and, playing with you guys and talking. I don't know if you guys want to play Enlisted together or any other shooting game, but, I be all over the place. I play Warzone, I play all that stuff, but neither here nor there. Let's get back on topic. At level 25, we will be getting new aircraft for both factions. They say the aircraft at this rank do not carry a very good bomb load, but their offensive weaponry is it makes it so that it's very easy for them to shoot down enemy aircraft with just a few hits. Even armored vehicles are vulnerable to this level of firepower, making them very agile fighters and fairly versatile. I did not know that. I did not know that you could use fighters and shoot your regular machine guns at them to damage it, unless they get like rockets or something like that. I'm not sure. We will have to see when they come out. But for the Russians, we will be getting the Yak 9T. This is a compact fighter and does not stand out for its maximum speed, but just like the Yak 3, it is very maneuverable at low altitudes. But the standout feature here is the firepower, as a 9T variant comes equipped with 37mm cannons. Each shell fired from this cannon weighs about 700 grams and is able to tear apart the enemy aircraft and rip through the top of the armored vehicles. The only limiting factor here is the ammunition capacity, which is limited to only 30 rounds. However, the 9T does still have a 12.7mm machine gun for backup. So that sounds actually kind of formidable. I actually want to try that out. The Germans, on the other hand, will be getting the Bf 109 G10, and they say German aircraft have many advantages: high speed, thruster weight ratio, and armament. Another important, wow, dang, they had the advantage in like every category, if I'm being completely honest. Another important advantage is the possibility to install not only bombs under the wings, but also additional offensive weaponry. Thus, the Bf 109 G10 enters the hangar with your additional 30mm Mark 108 cannons and underwing pods. At the same time, the original MG 151 20mm cannons and two 13mm MG 131 machine guns. That's a lot of guns. I'm not even gonna hold you. And are included on the wings of the plane, planes, infantry, and even armored vehicles. Pick your target of choice. So wow, I like what they did there. That's actually kind of bombastic. I like what they're saying. Speaking of which, they say the Germans will soon have a similar aircraft available for Enlisted Gold. Premium Squad. Oh, that's Premium Squad stuff. Y'all don't want to hear about that. Moving on to level 26, at this level you will have access to some of the most powerful weapons in the combat in the ruins of Berlin. The best submachine guns on both sides will be equipped in the hands of your stormtroopers. The Russians will be getting the PPSH-41. Everybody knows about the PPSH-41. Do I really even have to say anything? If you played a World War II game before, you know what a PPSH is. If the World War II game actually had Russians in it, which nowadays a lot of them don't. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Moving on, as one of the iconic Soviet symbols of war, the PPSH-41 is a practical submachine gun with a 71-round drum magazine and an astonishing rate of fire at about 1,000 shots per minute, if not more, and exceeds that of many machine gun models at the time. An excellent weapon for taking out enemy points at aggressive and close range combat, or just in general, because you see what the PPD-40 box does. Imagine the PPSH. Come on now, let's be real. Moving on, the Germans will get the Beretta M38, which again, since I don't actually have like footage of this, I just hopped on Battlefield 5 because they actually so happen to have this gun in the game, and I got some really nice gameplay. I hope it gives you a very nice reference point of what it will feel like to use it, and because what they said about this in the description is pretty spot on accurate to how it feels to use it in Battlefield 5. An Italian submachine gun in service with the German forces, the Model 38 uses a powerful 9mm cartridge and outperforms Soviet submachine guns in terms of damage. I didn't know that because 9mm is kind of small, but neither here nor there. The extended magazine greatly increases your firepower potential and allows you to fight groups of enemy soldiers more effectively due to the fact that you have 40 bullets in the magazine. Come on now, what else could that mean? Due to the relatively high damage and controllable recoil, this weapon can even be deadly at medium range, which will be apparent in the Battlefield gameplay, and I'm sure it will be apparent in Enlisted gameplay as well. Just as a reminder, currently is not out yet, and only people who bought the premium squad for the Berlin campaign can actually level up. Yada yada yada. That is pretty much it for the news. But now that I think about it, there is something else that I wanted to, speak about, since we are getting, it's kind of related to the Beretta, but not really. Since the Beretta is an Italian like weapon, right? And it was in service with the Germans, which makes sense because Italy was an Axis power along with Germany during World War II. I was thinking like another campaign that I would like to see in the future, since they was already talking about Tunisia and talking about seeing Japan in the future. Another campaign that I really want them to focus on would be like Sicily, or the Italian campaign in general, or just taking that whole like a peninsula, because like most World War II games, like back in the day, they rarely ever touch anything about the Italians. The last one that I could think of was Battlefield 1, and then before that maybe like Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1 on PS2. It's just, especially on console, you don't see stuff like that very often that goes into the historical like accuracies, and like even takes the time out to mention the Italians in the freaking World War II game. So it would just be kind of cool, and I thought it would be a nice turn of events along with Tunisia, because nobody really focuses on Africa but World War II either. So since Enlisted, they say they're gonna go like all over the globe with this stuff. I was thinking in my head like aside from Tunisia and aside from Japan, an Italian campaign would be really cool, like the rolling hills of Sicily and Italy in general, like storming up cliffs and mountains, trying to take objectives. I feel like it would be a nice like ambiance for like a battlefield. Just generally speaking, like the defenders have the high ground off rip. The Americans and I guess the British, if they were there, I'm not too sure about my historical accuracies there, but yeah, the Americans, moving up the hills using like a bunch of smoke grenades and stuff like that. And it's 1943, which I think is a period that I'm not sure how advanced the weaponry was up until that point, but I would like to see them move in chronological order throughout the war and just have like every campaign. And the only other thing I could think of that I would like to see is maybe like the island of Crete invasion. That would be a really cool, because that's not very talked about either, and the FG-42 can get some shine in there. I know the FG-42 is already in the game, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that was just a little quick aside thought I had to myself. I really would like to see an Italian campaign in the future. Let me know if you guys would also be interested in that. Drop a like if you would be, or let me know down in the comments, or even let me know what other campaigns you would like to see that I didn't mention. Other than that, thank you guys for watching the video. Can't wait till that Berlin campaign comes out. I will see you guys on the battlefield. Catch you in the next one. Black Guy out.